Here, this is going to be map number 2. SG-1 versus Melty. SG-1 winning the first map, so good stuff coming out from them. We'll see if they can continue it forward and take out Melty on King's Row, which would be a very, very needed victory for SG-1.
Yeah, and then it puts Melty back in a spot where they have to start winning some more stuff again too. So a lot kind of on the line on these like mid-level European teams today. Of course, the defense, they are going to boost out the Symmetra right away, get all those turrets up at the gate. Himsy is going to be playing the Junkrat, which has become a staple on King's Row. Fraggy will play McCree, Zappis on Zenyatta, Mafu will play that Symmetra I mentioned earlier, Hawks on Reinhardt, and Seta on Lucio. Offensively, it looks like they might be running an offensive sniper, at least for the first few moments, and that'll be Flippy again, trying to add to his resume for today.
Yeah, rest of the offense, we have Nico on the McCree, Bod on the Mercy, Moonel on Reinhardt, Val on Lucio, and D-Gun gonna round things out on the Pharah. So we'll see if Flippy can get some early picks here. This has definitely been one of the harder maps to get Offensive Widow going. I feel like a lot of times we've seen Offensive Widow, even when it's, you know, say one of the more revered Widows in comp like Taimu, they've had difficulty getting things going here in King's Row. I think it's just teams positioned in such a way that they don't make it easy for the Widow. Yeah,
I mean, the angles are really tough unless you dive very deep as Widow and change the angle of attack there, but defense with a couple quick kills.
Yeah, Zappis Mafu with a kill each there. 6v4 in favor of SG-1, and their defense looking very good to start out this game.
Yeah, I mean, when offense is not getting any kills on any of these pushes, you just feel like it's a complete reset, and you feel like you've already won the first minute of the map, which essentially they have.
Fraggy able to take out D-Gun there. A well-placed McCree shot, gets a headshot, takes him out. And SG-1 weathering the storm so far. You do have to be careful in the sense that defensive deaths here are much more valuable than offensive deaths. The offensive respawn is very, very close. Hawks and Flippy again trade out there. Hawks moving deep in with that orb. WMS wanting... like his life depends on it. They are going to trade out kills again, and this is good for the offense. Anytime you can trade out kills, it's pretty good, especially because I don't believe there's a teleporter up now.
Just went down.
Yeah, teleporter just came up, so this is really going to help out for the defense. I think the window for the offense could be over, but I don't know. The offense is getting on top of the points, so we'll see. Moonel under a little bit of trouble. Defensive transcendence coming out. Defense really trying to hold here. Nico taking out Seta, though, and Melty very, very much threatening early on here on King's Row.
Yeah, they're looking good. They forced out all the support ultimates as well. They haven't lost players on their side either, so the only thing really alive for them is Earthshatter right now, which I think we're going to see as a defensive last stand here, but they're losing players still.
Yeah, Melty able to take their time, position in, get a few kills, and just keep doing that. And what a great barrage coming out from D-Gun. Ends with a triple kill, and that is going to get the payload moving for Melty. So Melty taking point 1 without a whole ton of drama here on map number 2 for King's Row.
No, I mean, they stagger their pushes there really well. They were getting value out of their pushes even when they weren't super successful. After that first push fail, they were just, they kept the pressure up, and then defense eventually just bled out of players.
Yep, so D-Gun moving forward. Ult-wise, things looking pretty good for Melty as well. They do have Soundbearer, they have Earthshatter, they have Resurrect. They can make a lot of things happen with this. D-Gun won't have Barrage anytime soon, but definitely got a lot of value off the last Barrage. And Flippy's still in the Widow looking for picks. Gonna find it a little bit difficult through the Reinhardt, but we'll just see how things go.
They're conceding a lot of ground on these streets. I know they're waiting for the Reinhardt to come up before they push back, but I feel like they could have gotten a little bit of poke or something in.
I mean, it's hard to say. This is where you see a lot of teams try and defend anyways. We do have the defensive tire coming out. Fraggy able to get a quick kill on the Flippy. 65 in favor of this. Down comes the tire. 3 kills for SG-1. SG-1 definitely going to be pushing things back here, but take a look at Nico. Nico crept all the way to the back. He is really far back, even for an offensive McCree. And the Legend of McCreeper continues on.
It's been on this map a lot, too.
Yeah, Nico really far back. Had McCree in his sights, is taken out by Fraggy though, even with the early flashbang there, so not necessarily the best look for Nico. Nico going to go down, and we're going to see SG-1 stabilizing a bit.
Yeah, no, I retract my statement. It was really smart to just wait and go in as a group. I guess they were actually afraid of that Widowmaker.
Speed boost is out, gets on Moonel, beautiful flashbang from Fraggy, takes out Moonel. Defensive Soundbearer is up, not even sure if it was needed, as this is really, really dominant from SG-1. The rest of them are going up forward. I think Fraggy worried about something in the back. Meanwhile, though, Flippy and Nico able to turn this. SG-1 might have overplayed their hand just a little bit in rushing that far forward.
Yeah, it's always a gamble. If you're going to push that far forward, you need to be getting a ton of kills off of it. They did not. Flippy turns around and punishes them, and I don't know if they're going to be in position.
These
even
Reapers are
kind
of getting punished a bit here. Himsy and Mafu both switching off the Reaper, both going down the Nico here as Nico moving forward.
What exactly are they trying to do with double Reaper here? I don't quite understand the switch to it. What is Reaper really accomplishing?
I think the idea of double Reaper is that you use the street space to your advantage. You come in with Death Blossom, you go from there. But they weren't able to really make it happen, and as a result, Melty now really finding their offensive groove as they go forward.
Yeah, a ton of ults in offensive
sound barrier comes in. Deadeye coming up from Nico here. Nico looking for something. Not able to get just yet. Instead turns to his back. Doesn't even kill the Lucio there. I think he just held the Deadeye to see something that wasn't really necessary. But he is going to kill the Reaper if nothing else. Both teams trading off, and still momentum in Melty's favor.
Yeah, Deagon's been super aggressive with his barrages, and sometimes it gets him a 4K, sometimes it gets him killed right off the bat, but it does keep the defense on their heels, though, never really knowing when to expect that barrage. He's been very unpredictable when he drops it.
Nico with the double kill, good stuff coming up from him. Melty keeping the momentum going here. Nico able to take out Seda, so Nico with, again, a triple kill, absolutely going off in this match so far. Meanwhile, Flippy able to take out Zappis, Melty keeping the momentum going, and just like that, Melty going to cap out the map. Pretty strong King's Row offense from that. I think that was only about anywhere from 5.5 to 6.5 minutes, so pretty quick.
Yeah, they didn't really get stalled out there.
The game.
Well, good on Fraggy, because I thought he made some mistakes on Dorado in the first
Good on Fraggy for using more dignified Gambler skin. The default Gambler skin is terrible. I don't know what's going on with really a lot, but Fraggy using a way more dignified skin. Good shots coming up from him, good play. And yeah, 5 minutes coming out for the time. That's going to be rough for SG-1 to beat here.
It's pretty quick. They can't really get stalled out much on first, and then if they're forced to fight in the streets nearly at all, it's going to be troublesome as well. I mean, that is a very quick time. I mean, we've seen like 3 minutes and 4 minutes, but those are insane. 5 is a good time on King's Row.
Yeah, 5 not too shabby at all, and we're going to see if SG-1 can bring this back with an even quicker time, but their hands will be full going into this next round.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be pressure on them to maybe even switch up a composition to something a little more aggressive. We'll see what they try to come out with out the gates here. Yeah, it's tough, and then in this position, you're starting to feel that pressure, and after the first push maybe fails, then you're starting to rethink things, and that may make you make bad decisions, and it just gets worse and worse. We're going to see what SG-1 does under this pressure.
So taking a look at the teams as they round up, we're going to be seeing the Melty defense come out. Melty, of course, in the ages past, once had a very vaunted King's Row defense, but they've struggled on it in recent times, as right now the crown for King's Row defense would definitely go to IDD QD with their just ridiculous up between Pluppy and Mendo. But taking a look at that defense for Melty as it sets up here, it looks like we're going to have Flippy on the 76, Moonell on the Reinhardt, Cabal on Lucio, D-Gun on the Junkrat, Bod on Mercy, and Nico gonna round things out on the McCree. So again, we don't see a Symmetra coming out from them, but the rest of it a little bit more standard.
I'm just shaking my head though. I mean, like their staple play, what made them such a strong team in Beta 1 was that they used Symmetra when no one else was, especially on King's Row. You always saw them running a Symmetra. Bod was the original Symmetra. I mean, I'm sure they've planned it out and they've scrimmed it and they've decided this is best for them. It's just very confusing to me.
Well, it's a little bit weird too, because a lot of people tend to think that a lot of the consensus has been recently is that Symmetra is a bit overpowered, particularly with, you know, just how the 50 HP she gives really changes a bunch of matchups for a whole ton of heroes, not just your Genjis and Traces of the world, but Melty deciding to run without the Symmetra here on defense, and we'll see how it goes.
We'll see. On offense, so to try to crack this, Mafu's going to be playing Pharah. He'll be trailed by his buddy Zappis on Mercy. Hawks will play Reinhardt. Seta will play Lucio. Himsy on Zarya. And Fraggy on McCree yet again. So a little Zarya action here. Double tank coming in. Now, see, this is what a double Reaper would be good against.
Yeah, double Reaper, I think we've seen a decline of Reaper in general too, just because we've seen a decline of double tank play as well.
We see
Reaper, a great tank buster, but has issues at times against some of the other casts. Not that he's bad, but he's not quite as crazy as he is against tanks, whereas DPS contribution is top notch.
Yeah, so they're not...
Let's take a look. D-Gun, opposite side of the classic Junkrat alley, deciding not to go into the alley at all, instead spamming out of the hotel, as it were. I'm looking for any sort of value there, and right now it's working out. They're keeping SG-1 back for now. We do see Mafu, though, coming in over the top on Farah, poking onto the Reinhardt. Reinhardt shield going to be broken pretty soon, but Nico able to take out Mafu, so again, Nico very much on point.
Yeah, Nico, of course, used to run Reaper on this map. Now on the McCree doing the very good work as well.
And Nico, though, getting a flashbang. Doesn't die from that, though. Gets a little bit further in the back. Weighing his time here, and throws out the flashbang, takes out Seda. So Nico...
He's done a ton of damage. His ult's already charged.
Yeah, Nico's really been the heart of the Melty team so far today. A lot of the big plays we've seen from them have come off the back of Nico. Nico right now flanking in on the Steadeye. Oh, this is absolute beauty. But no! Fraggy stops him a second before his team would have regretted not looking at the time. Meanwhile, speaking of high noon, Fraggy coming out with the Deadeye of his own is going to go down the D-gun. So back and forth here, but a pretty good offensive push so far from the SG-1 side. And in fact, they might even have a res up against him, but not going to be needed. Mafu with the triple kill from above, and didn't even have to use Barrage to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good way to kind of counter someone who's on McCree and doing that much work, because you just start going nuts on him. You put as much aggression and people in their face as possible. He's only got 6 shots, really only 1 shot if you're right-clicking too. So they just launched in their combo at him, too much aggression for him to deal with everything. They were able to take it out, and now they have a ton of momentum going through streets. They have combo set up.
Yeah, they're moving forward. They do have the combo set up between Zarya and Farah. I do think we'll be seeing it pretty soon, but not right now as Flippy comes in off the speed boost, is able to take that out. We'll see if Himsy uses Barrage here, or Graviton Surge here. I think it would be wiser to wait for the Barrage and everything else. And look at this tire coming in over the top! But not going to get the kill, comes very close. Just a little bit scary to see a tire coming in from that sort of flanking angle. We do see the Zarya ult coming up, but look at that, the Reinhardt follow-up though. Who needs a fair when you just have W mouse 1?
Yeah, right? Rockets are overrated. Let's use primitive tech, hammers and axes.
Resurrect can bring up some of the fallen heroes from that Graviton Surge, but Fraggy able to take out Flippy, and those heroes are a little bit out of sorts right now. SG-1 very much on the prowl. Down goes Lucio. Himsy melting people left, right, and center. Meanwhile, Mafu coming back in is able to take out the Junkrat. Comes over the top, has Reinhardt in his sights. Down goes Reinhardt. Good stuff coming up from Mafu, and now SG-1 able to move forward, and they very much can beat Melty's time here. They have 2 minutes, 15 seconds. They don't have, like, all the time in the world.
That's enough, though, yeah.
Yeah, if they get here, I mean, they definitely have something to work with. They have maybe 2-3 pushes to go forward here, and this is doable for them. Yeah,
I think it's really going to kind of rest on what Flippy can get done here. It's such a good point for Widowmaker on defense. Don't need a scope, though. Nico takes out Himsy really early in this fight.
And Himsy goes down. Flippy able to take out Mafu. Good pick coming out from Flippy. Mafu really the big threat here. He does have Barrage on the table, and Barrage, we've seen Mafu do a lot with it in this series so far. And you definitely don't want him to get a 2-3 person Barrage, because that could set up the chaining deaths that would lead to a quick cap here by SG-1. SG-1 only a minute 40 left. And really, I feel like they need to get something done with this next push. The idea of just going one major push to this point usually doesn't happen, so Flippy, a big part of defending here, able to take out Fraggy. If he gets one more pick, this could be over.
Yeah, that's tough. And they were actually waiting so that they weren't getting picked off before this next fight, and it did not help.
Yeah, Fraggy going down, it's pretty rough. We do see a nice charge coming out from Hawks. Hawks, is he going to be able to kill Muno here? I'm not sure. D-Gun able to take out Hawks, though. So at this, only a minute 13 left. This is looking very, very dire for the SG-1 side. They will have a Graviton Surge up soon. I think they're going to pin all their hopes and dreams in the Wombo combo, but with only a minute left, it's going to be rough. We do have the offensive sound barrier coming up. D-Gun takes out Mafu. Defense still hanging in here. Rocket Barrage coming out from Mafu, not getting the value he wants. Couldn't wait for Graviton Surge, as it turns out. I do think we're going to see the Graviton here in a second, though. Big Graviton Surge. I think there's a barrage to go with it, but it doesn't matter. Hawks runs in, and they're able to get 3-4 kills as SG-1. But 44 seconds remaining. If they don't get a lot of push on the cart right now, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, they still haven't had an answer for Flippy either, as he's able to clean up both tanks towards the end and now take a very aggressive stance. They don't have a shield up to protect any of these squishies either. It is open season right now for Flippy.
Yep, 30 seconds remain here on map number 2. Looking very, very good for Melty here to bring this back. Deadeye is out here. We'll see if it gets anything from Fraggy, and no, not going to get anything. Time-wise, 15 seconds left. I gotta say, unless something really big happens here, it's GG. And look at this, D-Gun coming in the back. Dagger in the heart, gets a double kill with the aid of Nico, who gets a double kill of his own, and that is GG.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a moment there where they could have actually just done a lot of poke with Zarya, hoping to get that Wombo combo was going to be their best shot. They ended up burning a sound barrier, not getting the combo set up really in the way that they wanted to, never really able to connect both of those dots, and then also never answering Flippy in any sort of real way.
Yeah, Flippy got a decent amount of value there. I mean, really, I still think the heart of all this at the moment has been Nico. Nico has
Yep.
really been just holding Melty together at multiple points in this game, multiple points in the set. I mean, even though they lost map 1, if they were going to win Dorado, it would have been from Nico.
Yeah, it's been clutch. I mean, when they've needed him, he showed up absolutely huge, and then just when his kills are happening have been so important. When he's taking out key classes before pushes can start, he's ending the push before it even begins.
Well, the game here coming out from Hawks. Been very, very impressed with Hawks' Reinhardt play, although this is sort of more on the Zarya than him. This is just, hey, they're all in a Graviton Surge. W mouse 1. But it's effective. I mean, it goes through all of them. It's a big cleaving hammer. Although how a hammer cleaves is sort of...
Well, I think he's got the skin that has an axe.
Yeah. I mean, that makes more sense with the axe.
Right. I mean, the skin clearly does more damage, right? Sharper.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think it would give it a little bit more cleavage.
Little buff,
than
yeah.
Else.